and for you. Do you know, just the other week I was preaching in Auckland, and I was doing a service at Christian City Church in Auckland, and this, we did a sort of a healing altar call at a youth conference. Generally at youth conferences, there's not too many people that are that crook. They're all, you know, pretty good. And so whenever you've done them, you get a couple of people come down or whatever. So it's not something I do all the time. And we open the altar, and this young Maori fella comes down, and he's got his hat to the side. He's sort of a bit gangster, and he comes down the front. And I said, "What can I pray for you for?" And he said, "I'm deaf in my right ear." And he had scars there. He was about 16, and I said, "What are those scars?" And he said, "That's where they operated when I was 9, and they couldn't do anything to fix it." And he said surgery had ruined his hearing altogether. And so I took him by the hand. I said, "Let me pray for you." And so I said, all these young people, I said, "Why don't you stretch your hands out to this young fella? We're going to believe God for healing." And so they began to pray. And you know, something happened when everyone joined together. Faith began to rise in the house. This thing called faith, this awesome thing called faith. And it began to rise in the house. And I took him by the hand, and I said, "Father, would you heal him? You're the great healer. God, touch him." And literally with that, I said to him, I clicked my finger in his ear, and he said, "Yeah, it's good." And then I thought to myself, he's just saying that because he thinks that's what I want to hear or something like that. So I put the mic down, and I said to him, "Mate," I said, "can you hear me, or are you just telling me you can hear me because you think that's what I want to hear?" And he got mad at me. He says, "Mate, I said I'm healed, bro. Hey." And so I'm like, "Fine." And so I clicked his ear, and he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Jesus." He said, "Jesus." And man, everyone went crazy. He went home that night to his parents, who were 2 gang leaders in South Auckland. Gang leaders. I mean, not walking with Jesus, quite the opposite. They're walking with the devil. And you know, something went home. Can I tell you, he could walk home and say, "Mother and Father, I've been reading from the Pentateuch. And yea, as Moses led the children out of Egypt into the promised land, there was great joy. You need to find Jesus." They'd sit there and go, "We're going to continue on with our gang leadership." And you know something, when you go home and your kid can say, "Mum, I was deaf, God's healed my body." Mum and Dad can't fight that one, because if there's miracles, if there's answered prayer working in your life, your family can't ignore a changed life.